So the FTAC Siege DLC handgun is available to unlock for free as part of the Modern Warfare 2 Season 3 Reloaded update, and here is the fastest way to unlock the FTAC Siege Pistol in Modern Warfare 2. Now there's also two other DLC weapons available to unlock in Season 3 Reloaded, and these are the GS Magna handgun and the Throwing Star. So if you want to unlock either of those as well, check out my unlock guides via the card on screen and link in the description. Leave a like if you find this guide helpful, and check out my other guides like leveling up weapons for once you unlock the FTAC Siege so you can level it up and get attachments. Without further ado, let's get straight into the guide. So the challenge to unlock the FTAC Siege in Modern Warfare 2 and Warzone says that you need to get 50 sidearm Hipfire operator kills using handguns, i.e. get 50 Hipfire kills with a pistol. Now this can be any pistol, and we'll talk about what's the best one to go for in just a minute, but just to clarify for anyone that doesn't know, a Hipfire kill is obviously getting a kill while not aiming down sight with your weapon. So don't aim down sight, you're just firing from the hip. Now there are no medals for Hipfires, so it won't tell you if you've got a Hipfire kill, but as long as you're not aiming down sight and you're getting a kill, it will definitely count as a Hipfire kill. If you use the attachments I'm suggesting, you will get Hipfires every single time without fail. And also just let you guys know, you can also unlock this weapon via DMZ if you find the weapon in the game. Not sure exactly if or where this will be available, but I'll update you guys if something good comes up. Or alternatively, if someone's already got it, they can drop it for you in DMZ in it, and if you pick it up an exfil, you'll get the FTAC Siege. So that's technically the fastest way to do it, but it's not very reliable, and it relies on someone else having the weapon or finding it. So we're going to go through the actual challenge on how to get these Hipfire kills, assuming you're not doing it in DMZ. So what class setup would I recommend? Well, first of all, it can be any pistol, so if you need to do any challenges or anything with a pistol, try and overlap this and use that pistol. But if not, I'd recommend using the X12. It's quite a good pistol for this challenge. Obviously you can put on whatever attachments you want. I'm going to suggest some now, but just make sure you're not putting on attachments that affect the aim down sight rate or anything like that, because you don't need to aim down sight, you don't need an optic or anything like that. You just want to put on other attachments. So if you are putting the X12 or something similar, here's the kind of attachments you want. First of all, we've got the FT Steel Fire for the muzzle, and this gives you sound suppression, improves your bullet velocity, damage range and recoil smoothness. We've then got the 1mW pistol laser, which improves your hip recoil control and hip fire accuracy. So obviously important for these challenges because we need to get hip fire kills. The third one we've gone for is the Akimbo X12 for the rear grip, and this basically gives you a dual wield pistol, so you get two of them, and this is useful because you do double the damage, so you can shoot both at the same time, but also you can do two things at once. So if you need to heal yourself with a stim, for example, or if you need to call in a kill streak, you can do that with your left hand while shooting with your right hand. So it's useful for multiple reasons. But yeah, I'd say the Akimbo X12s are pretty good. You don't have to go Akimbo, but it is pretty useful. Now obviously with the Akimbo you can't aim down sight, so every single kill you get with a pistol will definitely count for hip fires, whereas sometimes you might accidentally aim down sight if you're just using a single wield pistol. We've then gone for the 24 round mag just to increase the ammo a little bit. You don't need too much obviously because you've got dual wield, so it increases the mag ammo capacity a little bit, but without too much penalty on the movement. Some of the bigger ones have a lot of penalty, so we don't want that, just a little bit increase, but obviously you don't have to increase the mag size because we've gone for dual wield. And finally we've gone for the XRK lightning fire trigger action, and this improves the hip fire rate, so you can actually shoot the gun faster, so you're more likely to get the kill. So this is really good, a really important one. What kind of perks would I recommend? Well, first of all, I'd put on Battle Hardened, which reduces the effect of tactical equipment, things like stuns and so on. We could then go for Tracker, which means that enemies leave a footprint trail, so you can find where they are, follow them around the map, that kind of thing. After this we've got Fast Hands, which allows you to reload your pistols faster, which is really, really useful because you'll probably burn through ammo quite quickly. And then finally we've gone for Quick Fix, which means that killing players immediately triggers health regeneration, and also if you go for objectives that increases the health regeneration rate. This is quite useful because we're going to be quite up and close with enemies, we're going to take more damage, and therefore if you get kills you're going to heal faster and you're less likely to die. In terms of equipment, I would recommend putting on a stim or stun for the tactical. Stim is probably more useful if you're taking damage, you can heal yourself, and like I say, you can do it while shooting with the weapon, which is good. But alternatively, if you're finding it difficult to get kills, obviously you can stun enemies, and that makes it more difficult for them to move, and therefore it's easier for you to get the kill if you would find that useful. For the lethal, put on whatever you want, just ignore it because we're not going to be using the lethal, as that will take away from the kills we can get with our pistol. And then for the score streaks, I would recommend putting on something like a UAV, counter UAV, and something else such as an advanced UAV, just to kind of find where enemies are, block their radar, and it helps you get more kills. Now what kind of maps and modes would I recommend? I think this is quite an important thing that people often want to know about. In Season 3 Reloaded, there is actually, to my surprise, Shipment 24/7 as a mosh pit in the game right now, so that's the best one to go for. It's really quick, you can get this easily done in 1, possibly 2 games, so my advice would be to go for that one. If you're struggling, there's also a new map called Alba and Hatchery, which is based on the Recon by Fire mission from the campaign. It's like the Gilly stealth mission in Spain. So if you want something a bit different, that's not too bad of a map. It's a little bit bigger, so it's alright. It's not great, but it's alright. So either of those will do, but Shipment's definitely the best way to go. There's also things like 10v10 if you want more players, but yeah, I would go with Shipment or Alba and Hatchery. If you're playing at a later stage when that's not in the game, just go for any close quarters mosh pit that's around. Hardcore modes can also be okay, but if you find you're not able to get close enough to enemies without dying to get the kills, stick to core. I think probably core is easy, especially because Shipment's in the game. Alright, so you've got your class set up, you've got your modes. What kind of strategy can I actually recommend, and what tips can I give you to actually get this done a lot quicker? Well, first of all, you want to run to an enemy when you're in the match to kill them by hip firing at them, and you want to try to go to the areas of the map where you're most likely to get kills, like high flow areas, or if you're in objective mode, obviously you can go to objective points as you're more likely to get kills there. On some maps it may be easier to run around the edge of the map to pick off an enemy, so it just kind of depends on what map and mode you're using. And seeing as you only need to get 50 hipfire kills overall and not a certain number per match, you basically just need to get as many as you can in the match. You'll likely, like I say, finish this challenge easily in 1 to 2 games. So what tips can I actually recommend when you're in the game? Well, first of all, you need to be fairly aggressive while getting these kills. You will need to reload when it's sensible, push to the enemy spawns, and try flanking around the edges of the map to get your kills. Now, also you can use your laser to see where the gun is pointing at the target, and as you move or run about the map, this movement will kick up the gun and therefore the laser, and because of this, I recommend before going around a corner or getting close to an enemy, you want to try to slow down so that your gun relaxes and it's not kicking up, and that way your gun will fire more accurately because it will be facing where you actually want it to face at the target. So don't run around and then rush into the enemy because you're less likely to get the kill. Obviously, because it's dual wield, it's easier. You just have to spam the triggers, and that is pretty much all I can say for getting this weapon done. Now, once you unlock the FTAC Siege, you'll want to level it up and make a good class, so make sure you check out my Season 3 Weapon XP guide via the card on screen or link in the description, and like I say, check out my other guides for the other weapons like the GS Magna and the throwing stars as well. Thank you so much for watching. Hope you guys found it useful. If you did, be sure to leave a like so that other people can find this video too. You're welcome to check out my other guides, and feel free to subscribe by clicking the bell icon to stay up to date with all my latest Modern Warfare 2 and Warzone videos. But thank you so much for watching. Hope you found it useful, and I'll see you guys all on the next one.